Legend sunrise meets my...
Hey y'all, and welcome to the Max Life. So as you can see, we have some tiny little sprouts popping their heads right out of the soil. That's always a very exciting time. Y'all saw in the last video that we were setting up all the things for the incubator. This one is full, this one is full, this one is full, this one is full. I have a couple of eggs. No, it's not completely full. I have a couple of eggs in here. I need to finish putting eggs in here, and in the last one, which is one of the things I'm going outside to do today. I gotta walk back across the house, y'all. I forgot my peach seeds. Y'all also saw me get our peach seeds out of the freezer. They've been soaking for a couple of days in this jar of water right here that I'm fixing to get off of my rack from right down here. I also need to get those planted today as well. And I will tell you, I may have went on a wee bit of a shopping spree today, which is something like I never do. But I'll say this, I had to cook today for some other people, which I absolutely love doing, because when I'm able to help other people, it really is just more of a blessing to me than it is others. So with that being said, that's kind of like part of my ministry that I'm able to do, because I don't really work outside the home and I'm not really around. I forgot those boots were wet. I'm not really around a lot of other adults or other people. There's not a whole lot of ministering that I can do for our locals. So one of the things that I'm able to do is use my home and my kitchen to cook for other people in all kinds of different seasons of life. People that are going through hard times, or just face everyday today situations, busyness in their schedules. If I'm able to help somebody out that is just, like I said, going through a tough time, that's kind of like a ministry for me that I'm able to do outside of my home. So being able to cook for somebody today, and that was over on the counter. Aiden's actually going to be my driver for that. But while I was out running errands earlier today, I did go to Tractor Supply. I want to show y'all what I got. I don't go shopping very often. I actually don't go in Tractor Supply very much either, but I wanted to go by there. I really actually needed some DE, so I went in to price it. I ended up not getting it because I thought it was too expensive. We have a local co-op here, and Spike, quit trying to knock my camera over. And Tractor Supply is actually closer, so I thought I'm just gonna run in, price it out. I ended up, Spike, quit. The cat is rubbing against my camera legs, y'all. He's gonna knock y'all over. Anyway, I went in to price that out. It was more than I wanted to pay, so I ended up going to our local feed and seed store to get the DE. And while I was in Tractor Supply, I found some things that I really wanted to add to the farm. Those are in the van, so I'm going to pull those out right now, along with a couple of other things that I found. And y'all are gonna love this. This is kind of one of those tips and tricks. Y'all just don't tell Colby that I did this. I kind of was saved, but kind of not. It's gonna be some cleanup, but you know, it is what it is. So at our local feed and seed store, sometimes they sell these. Now, I have literally, if Colby doesn't have them for like the sheep's water or the pig's water or the cow's water, sometimes we'll dump some feed in the cows when we're trying to move them and stuff like that, which I'm gonna have to move the girls in a minute. Y'all can come with me to do that. But these tubs at our local feed and seed store are $8, y'all. $8. They can be reused all around the farm. Now, they are nasty. That's why I said Colby's probably going to kill me. But I did have some blankets in here because the kids sometimes take blankets to church, and I had some blankets in here, so I just kind of put them over the seat and right there on the floor to keep some of this nastiness from getting in my car. But y'all, $8, like, that is a steal. If you price out planters in Tractor Supply, some of the little ones were like 20 something dollars. I got this. Now, don't get me wrong, it has a crack in the bottom of it, so it's not ideal for like sheet water or anything like that, but I was going to drill holes in the bottom of it anyway. And all of these are going to go to up pot my citrus trees. So I was gifted some lemon trees a couple of summers ago, and they've been in like pots like this big, and they have grown, but they're like taller than me now, and they really need to be up potted. I usually use our protein buckets. So the cows, the protein lick buckets for the cows, this is what they look like. And after they're done, I will take those and use those, drill holes in the bottoms and reuse them. But I'm out. So I've used them for lettuce. Y'all have seen me plant lettuce in them. I've used them for up potting my bigger trees. I have peach tree in one. Now, it's not actually a peach tree, so I will eventually have to. I was actually just trying to save that tree, so I put it in a pot and it has done great. I really have to get that thing planted. All of my citrus trees I have in this. I plant tomatoes in these, so they can be used for so much, y'all. And $8, like, I want y'all to fully understand how big this thing is. $8. Reuse them. So I said all that to say, a lot of the things that we try to teach y'all is reusing stuff, being frugal. I just happened to grab the camera and pull it out and show y'all what we're doing today. Usually I do not have to buy these, so I actually didn't even know how much they were. I think we picked up a couple of years ago, but have not had to buy any in years. But I'm really maxed out. I need some for tomatoes. I really need some for to up pot some of my citrus trees. So I went ahead and bought all that they had. $8, y'all. That's cheaper than a fast food meal for my family. So I'm gonna put some things in here that is gonna feed us, that is gonna be way better than feeding us fast food. Here is one of the things that I ended up getting from Tractor Supply. This is a peach tree. Now, I'm gonna be for real honest with y'all. Peaches don't typically do well in our area. It's really hot, it's really humid. Apples tend to grow better in like your northern climates. Peaches not so much in our zone either. I do have a friend, I told y'all in last video, she finally got some peaches off her peach tree, and they were the best peach I've ever had. So I bought some from her. Y'all saw me talk about the peach seeds. Those are the ones I'm gonna be trying to sprout, but I'm a long ways away from having peaches. So my next best option was, I found this Florida King peach, and all of the zones on all of the other trees were like zone 3, 4, 5. This one is 7. We're in 8. So I thought that's close enough to try. So this was the most expensive thing that I bought. It was $39, but you can see that it is loaded with leaves and blooms. So we're going to really cross our fingers, and I hope that this variety will do well in our area. We have a lot of problems with bugs and fungus because it is hot and humid down here, and peach just typically doesn't do well, but we're gonna try. I thought, you know what, I've never really seen one with a zone this close to where we are, so we're gonna give it a try. It's low chill requirement. Actually, I really want to show y'all this tag. So you see on there, it says low chill requirement, and y'all have heard me talk a lot about that in our zone. Some of the fruit stuff just has to have a longer chill time. We don't get that in the south where we're at. We have like summer days in December. A lot of you northern folks, northern states, Canada, you don't have that problem because you have lots and lots of cold days, right? We don't have that down here. My kids swim October, sometimes November. in December, you could, like Christmas Day, you could be in shorts and a short sleeve shirt. You don't ever know. It might be absolutely freezing, or it might feel like spring. You just don't ever know. So we just don't have enough cold days in our area. So I'm hoping that by finding this variety that is better for our zone, that has been my whole goal, is to not just go out and say, let me grab this and let me grab that, but really look into, okay, if I want to do peach, what is the, look at this crazy cat, y'all. Spike, what are you doing in my car? Spike, what are you doing in my car? I guess he said he's had enough of the concrete. Anyway, I can't leave him in there. There he goes. But that has been like a big thing for me this year, is not to just grab anything, but to look in the best varieties for my zones. And I really feel like probably a lot of you go out and do the same thing that I did for the first couple of years, and then possibly get a little frustrated when it doesn't grow well. And it's because the variety, it's not that sweet potatoes don't grow well in your area, it's the variety doesn't do well for your area. I actually don't even know what variety I have because it was gifted to me, but I can tell you this, what was gifted to me was gifted to the man who gave it to me. So a 90-year-old gentleman who had grew them his whole entire life had given some slips to the man that I knew, and he grew them with great success, passed them down to me. I have grown them with wonderful success. I have shared them. Those are the kind of things you want to find. So that is what I have been trying to find, is looking for the varieties. I knew that this variety was going to do well when it was given to me, because it has been grown here for probably over 100 years now, and that says a lot. So those are the things I've been looking for. Don't just go out and grab this or that and say, I'm going to grow it. Look at what variety does best for your zone. That will, of course, increase your success rate, and that's what you want. You don't want to get caught in this trap of thinking that you can't do it just because unknowingly you got the wrong variety and it didn't do well, and you thought, well, I can't do this. You can do it. Look, and some things may not, like apples. There are a couple of varieties that do okay here, but then you still are prone to pests and funguses and bacterias because they're so hot and humid. But there are some varieties that do okay that are sprayed. We just don't like to spray, so we have a couple of apple trees that we just planted. I don't know how they'll do. Who knows? We'll see. But I hope that was a little bit of a tip for y'all that will help you in the future. Okay, a couple more things that I did get from Tractor Supply was, since I'm going to have my greenhouse, I thought, why not try it? I like kiwi okay, but Colby and Livy actually love kiwi. I've never tried to grow kiwi ever, but it was $8.99. Again, this is the cost of a Burger King meal. Why not buy it? I'm gonna try it. Then I also found these. I do already have raspberries here. Again, it's one of those things. I do have a variety and it does do okay. Raspberries actually, again, they're kind of like apples. They actually prefer cooler zones, but they do grow okay here until like August. Come August, it's just like too hot, and all the leaves start dying off. I've even tried to keep them in full shaded areas, and they've done okay. My first couple of years, they grew really, really well, spread like crazy, and I was so excited. Last year and the year before, I have this bug that gets on my raspberries every year. And essentially what it does is, if this was a long branch, let's just say this branch was a long branch coming off the side, it typically doesn't get my main ones. It gets like this one that would be growing off. So it comes in and it drills holes in a circle right off the top of my head, just talking to y'all without trying to stop and look it up, because I really don't have time to do that. I can't remember what the name of the bug is, but it basically drills a hole all the way around the stem, and my raspberry will be long and Okay, we're just gonna use this one for example. My raspberry limb will be long and beautiful. I'll have a huge leaves with blooms all over it. And because that bug has come in and drilled holes all the way around right there, this all dies and then falls off. And it literally will just snap. So frustrating. I have tried spraying it with different insecticidal soaps, with neem oil, several other things. I have companion planted onions different times. So far, I've not found anything to work. So very frustrated by that. So I said all that to say this. I did pick up a couple more raspberries. These are thornless early summer harvest. And then I bought, so since this is early summer harvest, I bought a mid to late summer heritage raspberry as well. Now the zones to these are a little bit different. This is 4 to 8, this is 3 to 10. I feel like this one may do better here, but I did get a couple. Here's another bag of them. I did get a couple of each, and my plan is to do this. I'm gonna plant, not today because I'm not gonna have time to get to it. I'm gonna plant a couple close to the house, and then I'm going to take a couple and go all the way to the opposite side of the property because I've had problems with bugs back here. So I really want to take, I'm probably going to take 2 back here and all the rest of them to a totally different location. Now I've tried to do that a lot with my fruit trees. Like y'all have heard me talk about my pears. I have a couple of pears back here, and then I took several pears and planted up on this side of the pond, on the other side of the pond, and I do that for several reasons. I don't really soil test probably like we should. So because I don't, and there's different ground levels, soil types, I try to spread those trees out. In other words, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. I hope that makes sense without trying to just talk to y'all forever. So I have things planted in different places all over the property for all different reasons, but that's pretty much the gist of it. But I mean, and these were, again, $8.99. You really just can't beat that. I tried to find every one that I bought made to make sure it was doing well and alive. You can see there's green growth on those. Raspberries typically transplant pretty easily. So there is my haul on what I got at Tractor Supply today. And I am now going to go ahead and go get the eggs. Then I'm going to come back and work on my peach seeds. I really have to get those done today. I'm probably not going to be able to. I'll probably drag these to my greenhouse as well. I got a couple of more little seed starting organic mixes. Not that I can't go dig in the ground. It's just time right now is the issue until we're done with school. When we're done with school, I have 4 extra hours a day in the morning. So right now, time is just an issue, so to make my life a little bit easier, I did pick up a couple of organic gardening seedling starts. So we're going to get the majority of that done. I will not be able to get the peach tree or my other things in the ground today because I just don't have time to do that. But I am going to take my egg bucket, which is up here. We're going to go ahead and get the eggs. I'm going to put a little bit of diatomaceous earth up in with the chickens, and then we need to come back and get our peach seeds in some dirt. 24 eggs out today. That's always a good sign. Coming out of hard winter where we were getting sometimes 1 egg a day, sometimes 3, sometimes 6. Back up to 24 is always a little bit of sigh of relief. All of those are going in the incubator. Always forage for the chicks. They are in the barn, so I do like to grab them some snacks from time to time. Sometimes they get snails and worms, and sometimes they get grass. I'm going to chunk this to them, and then we need to go off and move the cows.
Mountain Laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden
one of the things we always come back and check after we move the mamas over is, again, y'all see my buckets down here? We have to use them not only for planting, but we have to use them for the animals too. So after they lick all the protein out, we're able to use them is in water around the fields, but it's coming to check and make sure that the mamas have water. That's enough for them for tonight until they get moved back over in the morning. But because our dairy mamas produce a lot of milk, they drink a lot. So right now they're producing milk for the babies, but they're producing milk for us too. And we always come back and double check and make sure they have plenty of water to drink on through the night. So yes, the sun is going down. We separate the mamas from the calves at night. If we didn't, we wouldn't get any milk the next day. So after they're about a couple of weeks old, usually between 2 and 4, just depending on how mama's doing and how babies are doing, we start separating. And that is just because if we left the babies with the mamas all night, it would really be no point in milking. So what we do is let them milk all day. They just had a nursing session a while ago. I saw the little Hereford cross breaking off from Dolly, and as she was walking over, so they literally like nurse all day. They're nibbling on hay and grasses and feed and some stuff like that, so they're not starving to death just because they're not with their mama at night. We've been doing this for a really long time, and it is perfectly fine to separate the mamas from the calves overnight. They get milked in the morning, then they get moved back over with their babies, where they stay pretty much from 4:30 in the morning a.m. until 4:30 or 5 o'clock at night, and then we separate again. And that is just so that we can milk about 1 gallon to 2 gallons from the mamas in the morning, and then the babies get the rest. So it's called a calf share. The calves are sharing with us, we're sharing with the calf. So that's the way that works, and it is perfectly fine to do that with the calves, especially after they're several weeks old. We do pump the mamas initially right when they have the babies, because it does increase the milk supply for the mamas. Those first couple of days kind of sets the stage for how much their milk they're going to produce. So those first couple of days really just kind of sets the tone for their milk production. So if you're not milking and the calf's not sucking, then the mama's not going to make the milk. So it is important to milk her. Yes, we are taking a little bit from the baby, but the mama always makes up for what's taken out of her. She will remake. If you're a nursing mama, like you've nursed a baby, you totally get what I'm talking about. If you've never nursed, it might be a little bit hard for you to understand, but essentially what comes out of mom's bodies, mom remakes plus some. So it just kind of sets the tone, the stage right up front. I'm not saying that everybody has to do it. I'm just saying that's what we've done. The babies are getting plenty of milk, plenty of colostrum. We're getting some as well. I freeze dry all the colostrum, add it into capsules, and it's wonderful benefits for us as well. So all around, it's a win-win. As long as mama stays healthy, calves stay healthy. We've been doing this for a long time, and it's always really worked out.
Golden things.
I actually need 9 more eggs, but we're gonna have to get those tomorrow. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and start on my seeds, moving my soil around back. Probably gonna leave my trees and stuff outside right here in some pots. If it will stop raining long enough. We had days and days and days of some rain was actually really, really heavy. I had to do some maneuvering around of just a lot of stuff because we just had so much rain. Like just holding in the yard rain. If we can, hopefully maybe tomorrow. It did clear up and out today, but it's still really, really wet, and I really don't have time to do it today anyway. But it did finally clear out. This morning it stopped raining. It rained on Colby multiple mornings in a row. This morning will hopefully be the last morning for several mornings. And I'm hoping I can go ahead and get my trees and stuff in the ground. But for right now, I'm supposed to move all of the rest of my stuff back to the greenhouse and go ahead and get started on that, because as you can see, the sun is going down and it will be supper time and bath time here very soon, which is a busy process in itself. All right, y'all, I am done. I am going to take these inside to put on my grow shelves just so I can watch them for a little while. And I had 2 extra seeds, so I filled all of these up with free seeds. I had 2 left, so I put them in containers in here, and I did not label them because the soil is so different. I usually use things they have around here so I can obviously tell the difference. But I am going to wrap it up for today. We are going to do tacos tonight. The kids are going to get baths, and we'll start Homestead all over again tomorrow. It's the cycle that we do. We love it, and we love bringing y'all along with us as we do this every day. This is everyday life for us. Guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, God bless and happy homesteading, y'all.
Golden.